Hello and welcome to our video on creating a group mailing list in Gmail. In the coming weeks, communicating with your students is obviously something that's going to be very important, and there are any number of ways to communicate with students, and this is just one. This will work particularly well for you if you just like sending emails or if that's a format with which you feel the most comfortable. So when we talk about a group emailing list, basically that means I've gathered together a group of contacts that I might want to send a message to all at once. So for example, let's say I want to message one section of my English 111 course. I can simply create a mailing list with the names of all of my students and their emails. Then anytime I need to email the entire class about something, for example, a reminder about an upcoming assignment, I simply select that group and fire off a single email that everyone on the list will then receive. This is a great way to reach a group of people very quickly and efficiently. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this process. It does require a bit of setting up in the beginning, but that's something you only have to do once and you can use it as many times as you need to. So the first thing we're going to do is navigate to Google Contacts, which is simply contacts.google.com. And for your Gmail account, this is basically where all of the people you've contacted and the BCU contact list is stored. So the first thing that I want to do in order to create a group mailing list is to create a label. And if you come down here over on the left, you can see this labels section. And you can see I've already got one for my English 111 class, and I want to go ahead and create another label. So this is kind of like the title of your mailing list. So I'm going to call this Give That English 201. And then I click save, and you can see now I have another label over here on this side. So I've created my label. The next thing that I need to do is create a list of who is attached to that label, so who belongs to this list. So I can go to my frequently contacted section over here, and you can see a list of people that I have contacted frequently. If I hover over their name, you can see that I get this little checkbox next to that. So I could select several different people here. And then if I come up to the top on this menu bar here, you can see I now have a little icon that says Manage Labels. And you can see I've got an option to select the two labels that I've created. So if I select my English 201 class, I can see a little checkbox comes up, and then I'll click Apply. If you look over here, you can now see that under my English 201 label, I now have several people who have been added. So at any time, if I want to add more people to that label, I can go back to my contacts list and I can select more people and go through the same process. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to my Gmail account, and I'm going to compose a new message. And remember, I want to send this message to my English 201 folks. So if I just type in the name of the label, which was English 201, you'll see it comes up. And then everyone I added to that list is automatically populated in the To section. So you could really add as many people as you wanted to here. You know, even if you have a class of 50 students, 100 students, you could pre-populate this list so that all you have to do is type in, for example, name of the class, and then everyone on that label on that group mailing list will pop up. And from there, all you have to do is everything you normally do with an email: type your subject, type your message, and then click send, and it goes to all of those people. So it's really just as easy as that. Remember, you can create as many labels in Google Contacts, or as many group lists, if you want to call it that, as you would like. It might be wise to create a different label for each section of a class that you teach, so that way if you need to fire out something specific like a due date, you can send that just to one particular class. And that's really everything you need to know about creating group lists in Gmail.